ready for an OIA semifinal doubleheader here on OC16. It is a battle between two of the league's most prideful programs. For the 54th time, Kahuku gets ready to take on the Governors from Farrington. Hi, everyone. Great to have you with us. Felipe Ojastro, Darren Hernandez, Jen Muniza coming up in just a bit. So much on the line here in this semifinal matchup. And what a way to kick off the semifinal doubleheader with two of the best in the OIA.
It just would not be OIA football without Kahuku versus Farrington.
Of course, the winner tonight moves on into the state tournament. Here are the brackets and what it looks like here in this 2015 postseason. Each of these two squads got first-round byes. For Farrington, had to defeat Campbell to put them into this position. For Kahuku, took care of the Hurricanes a week ago. So let's talk about each of these two squads. Here comes a Farrington team that's had its ups and downs here in OC16, but when it comes to offense, three main staple guys have helped lead the way here in this 2015 season.
Exactly, and the first guy I love, Chalin Fa'amatau, 1,049 rush yards and 12 touchdowns, 30 receptions, 481 yards and 6 touchdowns. What a dynamic playmaker this guy is.
You look at Raposa, nearly 1,300 passing yards, and for Moses Sanchez, 658 receiving yards, three of the best on this offensive side here for the Governors. But as good as that offensive side has been, the defense not bad as well, allowing just 50 rushing yards per game.
You know, this is a very physical defense. I love Sila. He has 2 sacks last week. These guys can play. Naulua, Prescott, Aneki. They got a whole bunch of guys that can really run to the football. It's going to be a great challenge, though, tonight against that vaunted offense of Kahuku.
For Kahuku, the big question mark has been, have the Red Raiders been tested? Only a couple teams have pushed them to their limits here, but as they move on in this semifinal round, this is an offensive scheme that is one of the best in the state, and it's typical ground and pound with Big Red.
It is just amazing. You know, they have 265 rush yards per game, but that is misleading because the game is shortened because of their running style. Again, this is a punishing running attack based on the Stanford offense. We're going to see a direct snap to the quarterback, Kessie Ahoy, who's also a dangerous runner. You're going to see tight ends and fullbacks galore.
How about this defense, Coach? It's probably the best defense in the state.
You know, this defense is physical. They're fast on the back end. On the front end, they can rush the passer. The most amazing stat, they're giving up a paltry 3.6 points per game. You know, a lot of defensive coaches like to say, if they can't score, we can't lose.
54th meeting between these two since 1958. Kahuku leads the series 36-17. Winner to next week's Division I championship game. Kahuku and Farrington. Kickoff is next.
After many months of traveling the world, Jack was longing for something familiar. Home. He was welcomed with Grandma's Southern-style chicken. At that moment, Jack knew what to do. Share it with the world. Southern-style breaded all-white meat chicken on a gourmet signature bun. The Homestyle Ranch Chicken Club.
XCast is serving up the 2015 New City Nissan Girls State Volleyball Championships. Join us Wednesday, October 28th as we kick off the tourney with coverage on both sides of the D1 bracket. Then on Thursday, October 29th, it's a quarterfinal doubleheader. Coverage on both nights begins at 5 p.m. The race is on. Who will claim the crown? Proudly brought to you by Straub, Cancer Center of Hawaii, and IBEW Local 1186.
New City Nissan is Hawaii's premier Nissan dealer and a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Make sure you check them out online, www.newcitynissan.com. It's New City Nissan in Kalihi. A beautiful, beautiful Aloha Friday here in Halawa, getting ready for game one of our semifinal doubleheader. Kahuku and Farrington, winner to the D1 title game next Friday night. Mililani and Waianae, the nightcap here on OC 16. Felipe Ojastro, Darren Hernandez, as always, Jen Muniza down in the field with the New City Nissan Field Report. Hey, Jen.
Aloha, Felipe. You know, talking story with Coach Okimoto prior to the game, he remembered back to 2011 when he the Farrington Governors and Kahuku met up in the OIA Championship that year. And he said, the tables were kind of turned that year. The Governors came in undefeated. They were favored to win, and yet Kahuku came in and upset them. And Coach Okimoto said he's looking to surprise some people tonight with his team's performance. Now, it's no surprise, however, that Kahuku, they're going to run the rock. But Okimoto plans to slow them down and cut their linemen at the point of attack. Now, that'll give the Governors, they're still going to have to deal with the men in the backfield, but that gives them a chance at stopping the Red Raiders' run game. And Okimoto said, if they can do that, if they can beat Kahuku, that is going to be huge for them tonight. Now, as for Kahuku, they've been on a mission since preseason. They've had a one-track mind. That's run the ball and don't stop. And so far, no one and nothing has really barely been able to slow them down, especially not stopping them. They are hungry to get back to the top, and Coach Vavai Tata is hoping to be the one to lead them there. That's your News City Nissan Field Report. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Thanks so much, Jen. Coin toss getting ready to be handled at midfield. In the meantime, let's give you our officials, brought to you by Shopo, Hawaii's Police Officers Union. Wearing the white hat, it's Reese Amimoto, joined by Scott Smith, Dwayne Moku, Bill Weinhart, John Oku, Cal Evans, Mitchell Remba. Very experienced crew here in this first semifinal matchup. And we shine the official spotlight on alternate official, Ray Pashon. Now in his 21st season, Ray works as a head linesman, as well as the referee position, OIA and state playoff experience with the youth leagues and also at the Marine base as an official. Also works as a basketball and volleyball referee. Lives in Kalihi with his wife, Grace, as well. So they'll handle the coin toss. We'll handle kickoff when you come back. Should be a fun one here in OC 16. Kahuku and Farrington next.
Start seeing zero in all your purchases with a Bank of Hawaii American Express card or Visa credit card with My Banco Rewards. Pay 0% on purchases for 18 months and then up to 16.98% variable APR. Plus, earn 10,000 bonus points when you spend $1,000. So start seeing zero in your purchases. Apply at BOH.com or any branch today. Bank of Hawaii. That's my bank.
These islands are very special. It's where I grew up. It's where I learned life lessons, like how hard work and commitment can overcome any challenge, and that your actions speak much louder than your words. So honor your loved ones, because family is everything, and to be mindful of your community. As a proud local company, Island Insurance shares these values, and that's why I chose Island as my insurance company. Island roots, Island values, Island Insurance.
All right, let's take a look at the team comparison here now. Each of these two teams stack up, Coach.
Talked about Kahuku's incredible rush defense. Only 5 yards per game. That is amazing. 3.6 total points per game. And that, just take a look at that, stare at that for a while. Those are amazing numbers. Again, this Kahuku defense against all comers have been big time.
This is the 8th time that these two teams are meeting in an OIA tournament setting. It was the last time Farrington defeated Kahuku, 2013, 21-7. Kahuku won the toss. They want the ball. Gonna set the tone early here. We saw that ground and pound attack so often throughout this season. Helped them to a 30-0 win in the final game of the OIA regular season against those Sea Riders. Big challenge here for a lot of these Govs and Gov Nation. Winner to play either Mililani or Waiana. Finau Walter gets ready to boot it away.
Don't kick it to Keala Santiago.
Got a couple punt returns for touchdown this season. He's got breakaway speed, and he's the only guy back deep for Big Red. Off we go from Halava. Santiago from the 12. Had a wall in front of him, and Santiago found a crease, and he will die down at around the 29, make it a 30-yard line. And here come the Zippy starting lineups here for Big Red. Kessie Ahoy will be the quarterback. Talented running backs that you'll see throughout the night. Harmon Brown is one of them. Leroy Tongi, Puafale Malu Stenet Alapa, Noah Mangale. Up on the line, helped anchored by Vili Fisiahi and Heffernan, Elkington, and Tamatoa Nair. Help round out that starting 5 here up front, which really sets the tone, and a bunch of guys that don't get enough credit than they deserve.
And that was not a typo. You saw it, 4 tight ends.
Ahoy will have split backs with him. Lombard and Tongi. And a flag is thrown. Delay a game. Not the best way you want to start it off here for Kahuku.
Prior to the snap, delay a game. Number 26 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Mention the amount of penalties that Kahuku has racked up on these broadcasts. Over 100 the 4 times we've seen him. Ahoy, straight up the middle. Trying to plow forward. He'll gain maybe a 2-yard bite to the 26-yard line. Fo'isila comes in to make the stop. He anchors a defensive line here. The Zippy starting lines for the Govs. So you have Sila in there. You have Fa'amasino, Lamsam, Seal, and Naulua. Walter in that linebacking core along with Joy Ma'ai. A lot of experience there with Aneki. Coney, Prescott, Ulumalu Sula. Rounded out. We have a player down. It's Fo'isila.
And Fo'isila, 2 sacks last week. They can ill afford to lose this guy. But again, that defense, we talked about guys like Finau Walter and Andrew Aneki. They're going to have big games filling those gaps. They're going to come out with that 2 tight end, an H-back, a fullback, Kahuku. Very dangerous. They're going to try to take the air out of the ball tonight.
Good sign here for Fo'isila to walk under his own strength right to the bench. Again, this is a defense that pretty thin. You know, a roster not too big, maybe one of the larger ones that Randall Okimoto has had. Typically, he'll carry around 42, 43. This year, around 50 or so. Each one of those guys, so important if they want to survive this night. On paper, Farrington listed as the underdog. Gain of 1 officially, 2nd and 14. And another direct snap right to Kessie Ahoy. And Ahoy able to burst through right to the 34-yard line. Gain of 4. Tainano Naulua comes in to make the stop.
Ahoy is so patient with the football. I mean, he's just going to wait and see, and he's going to rely on his big linemen, fullbacks, and tight ends to pave the way.
We have a second player down now here for Farrington. It's Joy Ma'ai, the linebacker. Back-to-back plays, and you lose potentially 2 starters. Seal looked to be okay. Now the concern here is on Joy Ma'ai, who has dealt with some injuries throughout this year. Finger injury on his right hand. Had that clear about 3 weeks ago. Back to 100% now. Things might get a little thinner this opening defensive drive for the Govs. Let's go to Jen.
You know, Okimoto was excited and ready for tonight's game, the chance to play real smash-mouth football down in the trenches with one of their longtime rivals. He said this is how he likes football. This is what he loves about the game. He'd much rather play this style of game than any other. So hopefully all of the players can stay safe as we get through the game this evening. Back up to you guys.
Amen, Jen. Right now, 2 guys quickly banged up. Good to see Joy Ma'ai now up and jogging to the bench. It's a big 3rd down for Kahuku on this opening drive. It's one of the great pure rivalries in the OIA. And Kahuku right now facing a 3rd and 5. Ahoy will take the snap, follow across the left side. Ahoy chopped down quickly. Gain of 3. William Prescott does a good job to come over and make the tackle. Prescott, the senior, comes in and wallops Ahoy.
What a great job by Prescott coming in from the side, eluding a block and making the stop short of the 1st down.
So Sasaoka will have to punt it away towards Fa'amatau with a flag down. And Fa'amatau will see this one trickle out of bounds at around the 29-yard line. You gotta check the flag, however. Might have been some contact after the end of that punt. We've gotten Gov Nation riled up a bit. Like Manaya Atawaya might have had some contact there, but the flag was on the opposite side towards the Kahuku bench. First time seeing Reese on OC16.
There was no penalty on the exchange.
So they will call it off, and now Farrington will have it right at the 30-yard line. So Bishop Raposa, 5'10 junior, first year on the varsity team. And ready to take the snap for a guy who's had 1,249 passing yards so far this season. Not a bad completion percentage, 60%. It's been quite an experience for him after making the move from Moanalua. And now he'll have Fa'amatau to his right. And they'll feed it right to Fa'amatau, and the Piranhas come to stop him. Aaron Tapusoa and Bradley Anai, no gain, 2nd and 10. Here are the Zippy starting offensive lineups here for the Govs. Raposa at quarterback, as we mentioned. Fa'amatau is having a breakout season in 2015. Phenomenal, along with Alualu, the Moses Sanchez brothers. Jathan Chafin waiting for a breakout game as well. Up on the line a little bit banged up as Amaka Alu'ulu had an ACL injury a couple weeks ago. So in for him is Clayton Oluema. For Kingston Moses Sanchez, this is incomplete. And Farrington's going to go up against a very tough defensive lineup. Vimahi Anai, Lona Konongata'a, Herkley Latu, a great D1 talent in that linebacking core with Salvao Atuaya Lefau. In the secondary, look out, the corners particularly with Botello and Canijo. For each of those guys, they've really combined for 10 interceptions this season. 3rd and 10. Fa'amatau being chased by Lefau from behind. And Fa'amatau going to lean forward to around the 37-yard line. As Lefau finally able to tag him along with Vimahi.
That time, Pesa Lefau, your inside linebacker, with an A-gap blitz from the opposite side. Unable to track down Fa'amatau from behind. Brings up 4th down.
7-yard rush. And now the quarterback, Bishop Raposa, will have to punt it away. Of course, their reliable kicker from a season ago is now playing the opposite side of the field in Kikoa Sasooka, who transferred, and then movement across the line. Tapusoa might get called for the penalty.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, number 17 of the defense, 5-yard penalty. The result will be a 1st down.
Number 17, Aaron Tapusoa. He is a great pass rusher from his stand-up end position. He is usually on the same side as Lono Kanangata'a, and they can really bring the heat from the backside. You also got Bradley Anai back, the 6'4", 220-pound beast of a defensive end.
Gonna load the box straight up the gut. Another handoff for Fa'amatau, who's been such a workhorse throughout this season for the Govs, to the 47-yard line. Gain of 5 as Salvao and Atuaya come in to make the tag team tackle.
And the beauty of Fa'amatau is that he can do so many things. They ask him to be the primary ball carrier. They ask him to go in motion, line up in the slot, and he can do it all.
Fa'amatau in motion. Raposa throws, and Chafin bobbled and caught it. And Chafin takes it inside Red Raider real estate as Tuinio Tupuivaha makes a stop at the 42-yard line.
Great protection by this big O-line. You know, last week, Kahuku, in that 56-10 win, they did limit Kapolei to only 10 points, but Kapolei did have 350-plus yards passing through the air. But again, it gets real tough in the red zone.
Raposa time, good movement in the pocket, got rid of it. Incomplete for Fa'amatau. Good pressure being applied there from Bradley Anai, and pretty impressive from Raposa with his footwork, which has been a bit of a struggle throughout the season. Not a bad job right here.
Great job, Tapusoa again. In a hurry. Bradley Anai, he's hungry to play.
He's been hungry for these last couple games. Yeah, it was a Tapusoa penalty that extended this opening drive. Baguio, the tight end, in motion. Fa'amatau, as Baguio tries to block in front, chased by Latu, and Fa'amatau knocked down by Carlo Canijo and Keala Santiago to the 36, gain of 6. Here's Jen.
You know, offensively, Coach Okimoto knew his team would struggle if they tried early on to run the ball against Kahuku, so his plan was to soften them up a little bit with the pass attack first. Now, Raposa and the offense been practicing all week to air it out a little bit more, and so far making small strides. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Jen. 1 for 3, 11 yards so far. That catch for Chafin. And now Kahuku wants a false start after a couple guys shifted as Farrington went to get the signal.
Farrington doing a good job taking their time and keeping this Kahuku defense on the field.
Flag thrown by the back judge.
Prior to the snap, delay a game. Number 8 of the offense, 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Bit of a different team, obviously, from the one 2 seasons ago that defeated Kahuku. There's going to be a big pressure here for this offensive line for the Governors to try and handle the pass rush. But Kingsley Moses Sanchez in the left slot. And now move him in motion. And Raposa will throw it. It is incomplete. Intended for Moses Sanchez. Kala Kaniho, the transfer from Kamehameha Kapalama, comes in to bat that one down, and it's 4th down.
Kala Kaniho and Stokes Botello, both of these corners are so aggressive, and if they're not there to make an interception, they are there to make a pass defense, a broken up pass. They have been very adept at breaking up passes.
And those guys have been a tag team throughout this season. 10 interceptions combined between those two. And now Raposa will have to punt this one away. Been a bit breezy throughout this afternoon in the stadium. This one a booming shot and into the end zone, and Kahuku will have it at the 20-yard line. Each team with a drive, each team no points. 6:35 here to go in the first. Semifinal number 1.
TV time.
It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. What matters is how many times you get up. You need the right people by your side. The people who know how to help you heal. Who help you overcome what stands in your way. Who understand how to help you live your dreams.
You know the rules. Eggs and sausage, hot cakes and butter. Morning fare, right? Well, McDonald's has thrown away those rules and opened a new world of possibilities. Now you're free to start enjoying the breakfast you love anytime you wish.
No way.
Yes way. Introducing McDonald's new all-day breakfast menu. Once you changed how you ate breakfast. It's time to start changing when.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 1186 and its unionized electrical contractors are proud supporters of high school athletics and want to say good luck to all the student athletes and a huge mahalo to all the coaches and other volunteers that make it happen. Okay, the Farrington Band here in Halava. And that's the second drive for Big Red. And Ahoy gets speared by Finau Walter. Woo. What a wallop there from the junior.
And Finau Walter, you rarely see this Kahuku team go backwards, and Finau Walter just does a superb job of running inside out and filling that hole.
There's Ahoy again trying to find a hole to the right side. Take it for around the 22-yard line as Walter and Sila come in to make the stop. That's the halfway point of this first period.
Well, thus far, now it's going to be third down. This Kahuku run game. Sometimes they start a little slow.
Ahoy trying to break free, does so to the 34-yard line. 12 first down yards as Ryota Kone comes in to make the stop. Around on 2 there.
It's so difficult to stop because the quarterback is a runner. And so now that extra blocker makes it truly 11 on 11.
A little bit more up-tempo here in this run game. Here's Ahoy with blockers in front. Ahoy spun away and stayed alive. Chased from behind by Prescott. And Ahoy is knocked down at the 24. Pick up a 41.
Kessie Ahoy, who goes 6 feet and 215 pounds. That is one big running back. But you can see the offensive line does a great job of sealing off the inside. Great balance. But that's the danger when you have everyone up on the line. One guy breaks through and it's aloha.
Ahoy, another carry to the 19-yard line. This was the same recipe that we saw Kahuku deliver to Waianae the last week of the regular season a couple weeks ago.
Now, what makes it more brutal is that it's a hurry up, up-tempo, no huddle, smash mouth run game, something no one has ever seen here in Hawaii. It's usually an up-tempo spread passing game.
Ahoy has all the carries, including this one. And Ahoy is stuffed by Walter. And Ahoy's forward progress will give him the first down. Gain of 6. And Ahoy, 9 carries, 80 yards so far for a guy who has a couple offers from the University of Hawaii and BYU.
First of all, Finau Walter has the best hair in the OIA. Let's get that out of the way.
Did that today.
Yeah.
Said, I just trying to prepare for rugby season. Apparently that's a common theme over there with him and his boys. 1st and 10 from the 13. Ahoy with Tongi blocking in front of him. And Ahoy will take it to the 10, gain of 3. It is a grind them out process here for Kahuku offensively.
You know, it's funny because you can call teams the spread or the run and shoot. I have not come up with a name for this offense, but it is amazing. It's a ground and pound stampede.
I like that. Prescott was slow to get up.
You see John Howe, who is a run and shoot guy and who has adjusted to the personnel and has done a great job this season using what he got.
Ahoy again. Brown blocks in front of him this time. And Ahoy just pounds it to the 6-yard line. They'll bring up 3rd and short. Naulua and Aneki come in to make the stop. Already in field goal range. Okay, Kekoa Sasooka.
You talk about the size of the offensive line, but what about the backs? We already talked about the size of Kessie Ahoy, but Stevini Lombard, who's 5'11", 250, and Pua Falimalu, number 12, who's 6'2", 240, as fullbacks in the backfield. That is just amazing.
Ahoy tripped up right at the 5. William Prescott does a good job to stop him. Right at the 5-yard line, about a couple yards shy of the marker.
And William Prescott is doing a great job just kind of hanging out on the edge. He's got outside contained, but darting in to make some ankle tackles to thwart a couple of drives now.
Kaniho will hold for Kekoa Sasooka. This will be a 22-yard attempt. Sasooka 4 of 6 this year, kicking field goals. Now this play is blown off. For Sasooka, now up to number 9 as far as kickers in the country go for his class of 2016. Can he get Kahuku on the board from his money spot, the left hash? On the way, and Sasooka is pure. 5th field goal knockdown of the season for the senior and the former Farrington governor. We mentioned that ground and pound attack. Ahoy, a big gain of 41 to lean it in there. And a 22-yard banger from Kekoa Sasooka to break this scoring seal. 3-0 Kahuku.
Zippy's has been serving Hawaii's favorite foods for 49 years, and we're celebrating our anniversary by sending you to a San Francisco Pro football game. It's Zippy's 49th anniversary giveaway. You and a friend can win a trip to the city by the bay and tickets to the pro football game between San Francisco and St. Louis. Enter to win at any Zippy's and enjoy these specials: spaghetti with garlic bread, chili plate, or oxtail-style turkey neck soup. Zippy's 49th anniversary giveaway. Enter today at Zippy's.
You know, turning pro didn't start when he was drafted. It didn't start with college football's highest honor, or when he led his high school team to a win at states. Because for my son, Marcus Mariota, Becoming a professional football player started years ago, in the 4th grade, when he made a commitment to himself.
A big shout out to Mike's Engraving and Trophies, the official trophy provider of OC16 Sports. For all your special achievements, call our guy Ryan at Mike's Engraving and Trophies, 486-5220. They're located behind Cutter Ford in Aiea. See the tomahawk chops in full effect. Yosuke Kuasasaoka hit a 22-yard field goal to get Kahuku on the board. His father, Ken, a former kicker at Kailua, says that what I want my son to gain confidence in, and just studying kickers throughout the country, that magic field goal number to know that a kicker is ready is 6 field goals made. Just over time, he studied all other high school kickers, and it's just something about hitting the number 6, knocking it through. It gives you confidence not just between the kicker, but the holder and the offensive line. The goal is to get 6 before the postseason started to make sure everyone's on the same page. But right now, Kuasasaoka had 5 field goals, but his confidence has really grown throughout his 4 years as a kicker at Farrington and Kahuku. Already has an offer from Army.
And one of the guys he should be studying is Hawaii's own Kaimi Fairbairn, who last night for UCLA, the Punahou product, hit a 60-yard field goal. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. Farrington will have it at the 20-yard line. Fa'amatau Nalualu back there. And Fa'amatau tries to stick his head down, and he may gain a yard. Fa'amatau heading into tonight needs just 128 rushing yards to get 2,000 for his career. Right now at 19.
You know, Kahuku has the ability to shorten the game. It's already at the end of the first quarter. Even though it's 3-0, they have controlled the tempo of this football game.
Raposa got rid of it quick for Kingston Moses Sanchez. Trying to battle with Kaniho out there, and a couple of guys tumble out of bounds, Kaniho and Sanchez.
Well, give Kingston Moses Sanchez, a great deal of credit, because he will not go down easy. Here he is. Kaniho kind of has him, but not really. Lefau comes over, tries to deliver a shot, and boy, Kingston Moses Sanchez made something out of nothing. A 3-yard gain turned into a 7-yard gain just on pure will.
The guy who's a twin brother of Kingston Moses Sanchez is Jalen Fa'amatau. Try to lean forward. He'll gain a yard, but a yard short of the marker. Atuaya and Latu, the tag team stop.
And it's going to be very difficult to find space inside. Look, they have some behemoths on the offensive line for Farrington. But it's not about size. It's about the mentality of the defense, about running downhill and doing it with this attitude that you're going to stop somebody.
A new punter for Farrington, Finau Walter. We get the first crack at this punt. A high, relatively short punt. Fair catch called at the 45-yard line. Punt of 26. Kaniho able to bring it in. And the winner tonight secures one of the OIA's 3 berths into the state tournament, which begins November 6th. We'll have that for you on OC16. Kahuku in the OC16 power rankings that come out every Monday on OC16.tv. Big matchup between St. Louis and Punahou tomorrow in this very stadium. The winner gets the only ILH berth into the state tournament. We'll see Mililani now at the 2 spot take on Waianae in the 6 spot to meet the winner of these two, Farrington and Kahuku. Again, you can check out the full rankings for football and volleyball on OC16.tv. From the 45, Ahoy tripped and still got a 4-yard bite.
It's got to be disheartening when you play defense and a runner trips and still gains 4 yards. But look at Pua Falimalu, number 12, lead blocking.
How about these blocks to shoot Ahoy for another gain of 5. Aneki makes the stop. 3rd and 1 coming up.
You know, it's a mindset to run the ball like this. All 10 guys blocking for Ahoy, they have to be incredibly unselfish to not get any accolades except to block.
Tony blocks the edge. Lombard blocks in front as Ahoy will lean forward to the 43-yard line. A gain of 3 and a first down as LJ Seal and Clemente Lamsam make the tackle.
Number 75 from Kahuku must exit the field for one play due to his helmet coming off.
That's Ovaka Fale. And again, Ahoy has all the rush yards for Kahuku. 15 carries, 100 yards.
Ovaka Fale, 5'11", 300. That's a hunk of man.
And that's the end of the quarter. Controlled by Kahuku, but only leading by 3. Sasaoka's 22-yard field goal is the difference. Off we go to the second when you come back.
Hi, I'm Kaipo, an Oceanic Time Warner cable installer. I may have serviced you at your home or your business. I'm a father and a coach, but I'm also a proud member of IBEW Local 1186. We care about the community. We care about you.
Working hard at the jobs they do. IBEW Local 1186. Local people serving your local community's communication needs. IBEW Local 1186. Lighting your path to the future.
In a remote village lived Raymond. His internal clock was off, so he'd wake people for breakfast at all hours. While most were annoyed by Raymond, one man was inspired to serve breakfast all day with freshly cracked egg, ham, grilled bacon, and savory sausage. The loaded breakfast sandwich. Jack in the Box. Home of breakfast served all day.
Hey, you could be the winner of a brand new 2015 Hyundai Sonata Limited. Join us at Aloha Stadium next week, Friday, for the OIA Football Championship. Be one of the first 500 through the gates for your chance to win on live TV. We'll see you for the OIA D1 Championship. That's one of the great traditions we have. It's Tiny Tadani. Nobody gives a car away like Tiny Tadani.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Right now, Kahuku on top, 3-0 to start this second. 100 rush yards for Kessie Ahoy. And here he is again. Ahoy trying to find the edge. Harrington does a good job to get that initial seal off, but Ahoy's going to tumble out of bounds. Maybe gain 1 as Assassino Masalo Salo chased him out there as we take a look at our Pizza Hut stats after quarter number 1.
Here's the most amazing stat. Kahuku has 100 rushing yards, not a single pass attempt. All of the rushing yards, 15 carries, are Kessie Ahoy.
Here is Ahoy again for his 17th carry so far. And this one might be for no gain as Asalemo Sila comes in to make the tackle. Interesting thing here with the philosophy for head coach Vi Tata says, well, you know what? We do have 4 quarterbacks. We had him to start the season. Kessie was one of them. But if we're running the rock real well, who needs a quarterback? And he has proven that theory to be successful over these last few games.
You know, and I love the patience of Kahuku's run game. When they got negative yards a couple of times, and they got 2-yard gain, 1-yard gain, they continue to stick with the philosophy.
3rd down. Ahoy with a bevy of guys in front of him. Ahoy takes it to the 35-yard line. Well, let's see here. We have some extracurriculars after the end of it, and the officials will have to separate it. Coney makes the tackle for the Govs. A little chippiness down there on the field.
Now Kessie Ahoy taking it outside off tackle. And there's 2 guys battling. A little extra.
4th down, of course you're going to go for it. Ahoy got the carry. The ball might have popped out after the end of it, but Wesley Ulumalusula made the hit, but Ahoy recovered the football. The mean mug right through the face mask.
19 carries, 111 yards. There he take a shot right at his face mask. boy, is he a physical dude.
Keeps the drive alive. Ahoy shifts everyone to the right. Ahoy got the edge. Ahoy with a stiff arm and a first down inside the red zone to the 18-yard line. Gain of 14. Leroy Tongi, what a great job on the edge to set up that block.
And this is what makes this offense so difficult. Sometimes they'll pull a guard or two, sometimes the center. And there you see that stutter step and that big, strong, stiff arm. That is a full-grown man with a stiff arm right there.
Another first down. Ahoy ran right into the arms of Finau Walter. Finau Walter gives him a bear hug to make the stop.
And the referees are going to have to watch. There's a couple of extracurriculars on the last 2 or 3 plays. We've seen guys doing a little bit of extra stuff there.
Well, Falemalu was one of the guys in there. Now Harmon Brown will take this snap. So a guy not named Ahoy able to get the carry to the 13-yard line. Gain of 4. Coach, you mentioned the chippiness. It has been consistent throughout this evening.
You got 2 physical teams, and that's a grab by the hair.
Oh, come on now. Can't be doing that. Nasalemo Sila. Brought down Pua Falemalu. Up the middle, and Harmon Brown takes it for a first down at the 7. Gain of 6.
And Harmon Brown, 5'11", 185, a tall, slicing runner, kind of a change of pace guy this season. Has a nose for the red zone, but look at the blocking. Leroy Tongi, Pua Falemalu, Stevini Lombard. Those 3 guys, along with the tight ends, especially big number 90, Noah Mangale, has done an amazing job tonight.
Farrington takes a timeout. Will step aside as well. Kahuku knocking on the door.
What makes a Subway footlong the biggest, bestest sandwich? You do. Because it's all about your choice of freshly baked bread, tender meats, melty cheeses, and everything in between. The handcrafted Subway footlong. It's got your name all over it.
Introducing the latest and greatest enhanced DVR from Oceanic Time Warner Cable. So when nobody's home tonight and 6 great shows are on TV, whose show gets recorded? Everybody's. Record up to 6 shows at once. That's more than the phone company. Plus, you'll be able to record up to 600 hours of programming, meaning you'll never miss out on your favorite shows again. Call 643-2337 to get yours today. Enhanced DVR. Another reason why everything's better with Oceanic Time Warner Cable.
What makes a Subway footlong the biggest, bestest sandwich? You do. Because it's all about your choice of freshly baked bread, tender meats, melty cheeses, and everything in between. The handcrafted Subway footlong. It's got your name all over it.
Kahuku has it. First and goal at the Farrington 7-yard line. Who leads at 3-0. Trying to add to it. First 21 carries of the game went to Kessie Ahoy. The last couple have gone to Harmon Brown. Brown lined in at the quarterback spot. Another Wildcat formation. Brown. Tongi blocking in front. Brown gonna take it near the goal line. Just stopped shy. Ryota Koni saves the 6. Came real close, but the ball didn't appear to cross the plane.
You know, to the layman observer, it looks like the same play being run over and over. We'll get into that in a minute.
Brown takes it, diving forward, got in for the touchdown. His 11th rushing score of the season. Kahuku, a methodical drive, all on the ground.
There's Harmon Brown. And the ball is over the plane. It is a touchdown, clearly a touchdown. The ball was hit out of his hands after he had already broken the plane in the end zone. So a touchdown. Look, this Kahuku offense just wears you down. And it may be 9-0, soon to be 10-0 early in the second quarter.
Violation, 12
but
players
keep in
on the
mind,
field against Kahuku, 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
Keep in mind, last week, after one quarter against Kapolei, the score was 14-10. And it was very difficult to, extrapolate what the score was going to be, 56-10 at the end of the game. So they just wear you down.
Hiko Sasaoka, 164 career points in his 4 years of varsity football. This one is right down Salt Lake Boulevard. 10-0. 8:49 to go here in this second. Kahuku's offense pretty steady, but its defense has been terrific tonight.
Well, Kahuku has 143 yards. Farrington has 38 thus far. That tells the story.
Drive offensively for Kahuku. Took off 4 minutes off the clock. And for Harmon Brown, a guy who's in his second year in the varsity team, actually won a JV championship his freshman season for Big Red, coming off a 9-carry, 163-yard, 2-touchdown performance versus the Hurricanes in the quarterfinal round.
And one of those touchdowns, he went for over 70 yards. And he's not a real big guy, and he was in the scrum, and we had a bunch of guys, converging on the play, and he just kind of squirted out. We didn't see him squirt out, and he was off to the races. So the guy can run inside or outside. They just have so many guys. And keep in mind, big number 37, and that's Sefa Ameperosa, who goes 6 feet and about 210, really is, according to the coaches, the offensive coaches, he is their most gifted, pure running back, and we haven't even seen him yet tonight.
And it's well agreed by these players, as Farrington will have it at the 20. Ameperosa was out majority midway point of the season with an ankle injury, but is up to 100%, but we haven't seen him quite yet. But now on the opposite side for the Govs, who came off their last 2 wins against Campbell, the regular season finale in the quarterfinal matchup. Got to find some offense here. Bishop Raposa 2 of 5 through the air, 18 yards. So Amatau 6 carries, 20 yards. And there is Sefa Ameperosa.
He's going to be the closer tonight, I have a feeling.
Trip down right at the line of scrimmage. Challenge for Amatau. Cody Salval, the linebacker, part of a very talented junior class for Kahuku, comes in to make the tackle.
Cody Salval, very impressive on film while studying Kahuku's defense. This guy is able to play around the line of scrimmage, as you see him right there. In some games, he's playing free safety. I mean, what a versatile defender he is.
Try and spread him out again. Alu. Line to the right. 4-man rush, got rid of it. Amatau still on his feet, and they're going to rule him down. They're knocked down by Salval. Back-to-back stops from him. And he'll lose one. We'll see if Amatau's knee touched.
Salval, 5'11", 180, and that time, Amatau actually slipped before the play.
Well, the elbow was down, so an elbow equals a knee. Right there.
There's the elbow.
Drop by the head linesman there to make the call. Another third down situation. Farrington 0 for 3 in this department. Pressure coming. Raposa throws for Moses Sanchez. Went up top to bring it down. What a great catch to the 32-yard line. Gain of 12. Atawaya comes in with the stop.
Great protection here. Freedom Alu staying inside and picking up a blitz defender. And Moses Sanchez going high for that first down catch.
Couple catches, 19 yards now for Moses Sanchez. Rolling out, Latu is chasing, throwing on the run, and Chafin brings it in right at the 40-yard line. Gain of 9. Passing game opened up a little bit to give some options for Raposa and the Govs.
Hercule Latu giving chase from his outside backer position, and Raposa doing a nice job delivering that ball for a sizable gain.
Chafin, who has 2 catches tonight, 19 for the season. Raposa shifting to the right, throwing on the run for Fa'amatau, incomplete. Made contact. Nia Tupuivaha was in on the coverage along with Salvao.
And that time, looks like for Farrington, they're trying to change the pocket, change the launch point, making sure that Raposa is on the move, because when he's in the pocket, he's a sitting duck in the pocket.
Yep.
The pressure is coming hard. He's a guy that can move around and kind of roll out and try to find some room there.
Alualu muscling forward. And Alualu to the 45-yard line, gain of 5 and a first down. It's the 4th first down of this first half for the Govs.
And whenever I see this big Freedom Alualu, who's such a powerful back, I think about him. He would be the perfect fullback in a Kahuku uniform. He is exactly the type of player that they look for.
Tight end to the right. Pressure is coming. Good job from Raposa to get out of it. Threw it on the run for Moses Sanchez. And Nia Tupuivaha hanging on for dear life. Comes in to make the stop along with Aleki Vimahi.
And credit Raposa showing his skills, his maneuverability in the pocket, evading Tapusoa. And then Moses Sanchez does a great job of finding that window.
So some offensive rhythm here. Nice to see from the Govs. Trying to get on the board from midfield for Fa'amatau. Alualu sealed off the edge. Flag is down. And a second one comes out from the back judge. As Fa'amatau takes it to around the 45-yard line. Santiago and Lafau makes the tackle. See where this one will go against. Could go against Kahuku possibly. Here's Reese.
During the play, holding number 7 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
So we'll go backwards now.
And they're going to get the tight end, Kingsley Moses Sanchez, negating that the best run of the afternoon by Fa'amatau.
And a second down and long. Raposa puts it up top for Moses Sanchez, overthrew him. Well, timing and connection got to be on points. So a couple of overthrown passes to Moses Sanchez throughout the season. Couldn't zip that one over.
Moses Sanchez had a step on the defender. The ball just went the opposite way that he was expecting it to be.
And now another third down. 2 of 5 on third down conversions tonight for the Govs. How many coming after? 4-man rush. Deep drop. Got rid of it. Caught. Masalo Salo spun down at the 40-yard line by Manaya Atuaya. The nephew of the legendary Kahuku running back Mark Atuaya comes in to make the tackle.
Manaya Atuaya has been making plays all over the field since his sophomore season. And this is one of the best in the league. One of the best linebackers on any island in any league. Manaya Atuaya. He is a boss.
Bring up 4th and 15. Now Farrington will have to punt this one away again. Big bomb from Walter. Everyone's saying poison. And this one will bounce inside the 35 to around the 33-yard line. Punt up 27 yards. Well, it was a year ago to this very day where these two teams met. Tightly contested matchup. Kekoa Sasuoka, former governor, now a Red Raider, was able to tie the game at a certain point as Tuli Wali Matangi rolling out their own end zone, and that was just before the half. In the game that was won by Kahuku Here's the game-tying field goal at this point, but a deep kick from Sasooka, a big return on the opposite end, allowed Ahoy to rush for a touchdown with 10 seconds remaining to send him into the next round.
Ahoy, who had 21 carries and 126 rushing yards, all in the first quarter, got a break in the second quarter, and now he's back again.
Ahoy trying to find a hole. He did. Got the edge and the sideline. Can he break free? Ahoy finally tripped down inside the 20 by Masalo Salo. Down at the 18. Pick up a 41.
Well, last week he had 200 yards against Kapolei, and this week he's up to 175. You can see he takes a helmet right at the bottom of his leg on his ankle. That can't feel good.
And he's had a couple of ankle injuries this season.
23 for 175. You can see he is not happy. He's breaking free along the sideline and took a shot in the lower leg. Possible high ankle sprain, but boy, he's a tough guy. He is walking it off.
See it one more time. Chased by Leu.
Leu slowed him down.
And here's Masalo Salo right there.
Face mask into the calf and lower leg area. That's got to hurt.
Let's see Ahoy. He will come out. Harmon Brown checks in. Inside the 20, Harmon Brown. To the 15-yard line, gain of 3.
And Harmon Brown gives them such a great change of pace. And Harmon Brown now is coming up gimpy, so we're going to test the depth of the quarterback position here.
Here's Sefa Amaparosa, his first carry tonight. Amaparosa stiff-arming guys after he's bumped out of bounds. Wesley Ulungalusula went over to challenge. I'll take it to the 8, sets up 1st and goal.
This is just amazing. How many teams can have 3 dynamic playmakers at quarterback / running back? They just keep changing the parts. But as long as you got those big guys in front, you can do this.
Amaparosa hits it hard, dives forward, touchdown Kahuku.
Again, Amaparosa, by all accounts, by many of the coaches, say that he is the purest and most talented runner. And boy, not a forward pass has been attempted by the Red Raiders. And why would you when you got 3 guys that can run the rock like that trio of Amaparosa, Brown, and Ahoy? Just amazing.
Amaparosa's 7th rushing touchdown this season. That one from 8 yards out. And Sasooka, who's already had a busy first half. And we'll take this one. And that one just squeaked in. Hit the post. Able to squeak it in. Sefa Amaparosa.
TV timeout.
No touchdowns since the McKinley game, August the 28th. He gets one tonight. 17-0. Big Red.
Pizza Hut has made pizza and breadsticks even more awesome because now they're together as one. And with these 2 amazing dipping sauces, it got me thinking, everything is better together.
May have a few wrinkles to work out.
2 tons of flavor, 2 times the fun. Bring home the flavor with the Twisted Crust Pizza and 2 dipping sauces. Add a 2-liter Pepsi for $2. Only at Pizza Hut.
How's the wife?
She's good. It's good.
So, you're ready to buy a new car. You know what you want, but not where to get it. You could start by going here, then here, and even here. But by then, the entire day's nearly gone. Or you can save time and go straight to Hawaii's Auto Mall in Waipio and compare hundreds of vehicles in one location. Think of all the time you'll save. Time you can spend enjoying your new car rather than shopping for it. Get your next car at the Tony Group Autoplex Waipio and experience the difference.
Find out why the Kaiwi Channel is considered to be one of the most dangerous bodies of water in the world and what Mother Nature had in store for this year's race. It all happens Sunday night at 7:30, only on OC 16. Just a rushing clinic tonight for Kahuku. 210 total yards, all of them on the ground.
I wish I could had a telestrator so I could draw up the different plays that they have, because again, to the layman, it looks just like they're running up the middle, but there's much more nuance than that. When they go with their double tight end, they got at least 10 gaps to cover if you're the defense. And when they pull the guard, or when they have those two fullbacks lead out, you could have up to 12 gaps to cover with a running quarterback who's not just handing off and watching the play develop, and suddenly you're outmanned almost every time at the point of attack.
Farrington had some offensive rhythm on their last drive. Raposa 7 for 12, 42 yards, trying to get some kind of momentum heading into the locker room. Raposa chased out quickly by Latu. And this one is incomplete, intended for Moses Sanchez.
And there's Raposa. We've seen him get out of trouble before.
Yeah, our boy Iron Mike might be in trouble there. Look out. Never an easy job to be an OC16 cameraman.
Mike is a beast.
He is. Second down and 10. Try and spread them out again. Off a low snap. Raposa pumps. Raposa pumps again. Now throws. Receiver went out of bounds. Fa'amatau was the intended target, then came in there as Mitchell Remba, one of those field judges, threw his hat to signify that Fa'amatau went out.
Credit Raposa finding time, and here.
Yeah. There's a hat for Mitchell Remba. Trying to set a screen there. Now it's third down.
Fa'amatau looking to run a wheel route, ran a half wheel, tried to get back on the flat, but did step out of bounds.
Trips to the right. Fa'amatau is the second receiver from the bottom. 13 in the white. Latu going to try and apply some pressure. We have a flag down. False start.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 13 of the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Another penalty here for Farrington. 3 penalties, 20 yards now for the Govs. Third and long. Raposa now 7 for 14. Longest completion was 12 yards. They will hand this one off. And it's stuffed immediately. Anai hits Fa'amatau.
The Kahuku defense does such a great job against the run. And it's a team defense. They're not afraid to cancel a gap with the shoulder. They're not afraid to do their job, even if it means being the sacrificial lamb on a particular play to allow their teammate to make the play. Great job.
Athletic trainers are still tending to Kessie Ahoy, so we'll see who will step in for Kahuku on this next offensive series as Walter, a big booming punt, and Santiago able to reel it in right at the 43-yard line.
Left earlier with a gimpy leg as well, and so We did see Amaparosa, who had been injured. We were kind of talking about that. As you take a look at Ahoy's ankle, and we talked about the fourth guy in would be Ted Kenese, who's also a good player in his own right. I mean, they just got a lot of guys.
It'll be Sefa Amaparosa to step into this spot. Guy who already has an 8-yard rushing touchdown. Ryan carries 57 yards against the Hurricanes. Amaparosa on his feet. Got the edge. Amaparosa down the sideline, tripped up with a flag down. A penalty flag down as Ryota Koni makes the trip. It's the kind of explosiveness that we've seen from Amaparosa in the beginning part of this season. And we see it here with less than 2 minutes to go in the half.
Great balance, great speed. Got to turn that football to the outside.
Turn and run. Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 11 of the defense. Half of this to the goal. First down.
On Andrew Aneki.
Wow.
We'll see it right here. Number
There's
11.
Andrew Aneki. There you go. You can't grab the face mask. You can't do it.
Set up first and goal. Amaparosa spun down. Good job from Fasasima Masalo-Salo to make the stop. He was the brother of Tavale Masalo-Salo, former Farrington running back. These are two schools that take so much pride in their run game, and just look at the names over the course of decades that have made their name known. The Taumuas, the Masalo-Salos for Farrington. Amaparosa could be up there for Kahuku as he takes it inside the 5. Chipping away with 80 seconds to go. And a timeout called. A flag comes out as well. A late flag was tossed after the end of this. A pretty busy night so far for Reese Amimoto and company.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 33 of the defense, half the distance to the goal. Remains third down.
It's on Finau Walter. For Sefa Amaparosa, who's had a majority of these carries.
Timeout Kahuku. First charge timeout of the first half.
Guy who transferred from Samoa, now in his second stint with Kahuku. Played his freshman year, then left the middle part of that year to go to Arizona, then played at Liberty High School for a couple seasons. Went to Samoa, over in Nu'uli Village, played at Tafuna High School, and now makes that round trip back to where he feels is home. A guy who had self-admittingly a lot of attitude problems growing up. Wasn't the happiest guy, but it was through sports and through football to help steer him straight. And every coach that he's been with has stuck with him. He's become a great leader on this Kahuku team. Right now trying to lead him to another score. Amaparosa over the top, in for the touchdown.
Wow, Amaparosa not only showing the ability to get up there, but this guy has a vice-like grip as he goes up and holds the football with one hand. It did come out, but not until he had broken the plane. So Amaparosa now with Ahoy and Brown a bit hobbled with ankles. He comes in. Remember, I said he was going to be the closer. I didn't think the closer was going to happen in the first half.
6 carries, 46 yards, already 2 touchdowns. That's his 8th of the season.
Prior to the snap, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 17 of the defense.
Oh, my goodness.
After this, replay the try.
It's on Ryota Koni. It's a game with a lot of emotion. Teams need to settle down. Sasooka getting ready to boot this one again. On the way, this one right down the pipe. Sefa Amaporosa. Terrific performance. Again, it's just plug and play with those running backs for Kahuku. Hey, show your support for Hawaii's law enforcement community with official Shopo merchandise such as shirts, hats, stickers, and more. Stores open to the public Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 1717 Hoy Street in Kalihi. Proceeds benefit officers and their families statewide. The recipe is there. Kahuku is showing their blueprint on what it is to be successful and what's taken them to a 9-0 record this season. Now the challenge for all the other teams in the state watching this, how are you going to stop them? And that's going to be the challenge for a lot of defensive coordinators as they try
especially
to prepare.
With Kessie Ahoy on the side here. And looks like he may not go in. But at 24-0, dominating the time of possession, dominating on the ground, they may not need him and they could rest him for next week. That is just amazing. Another amazing stat. With 1:09 left, Kahuku has 3 penalties for 15 yards.
Bit shocking.
That is amazing. And when they, when Coach Vaitata said he's going to work on that and they're going to clean that up, that and turnover as well. 0 turnovers, 3 penalties in the first half. Well, that's quite something.
What's also pretty scary is that you have a kicker like Ikoa Sasooka who's been booming them in the end zone. Can he do it again? Yes, he can. And Farrington will have it at the 20-yard line one more time. The only Hawaii championship won for Farrington, 1990. The head coach, Skip Diaz. They will honor him with the brand new stadium, part of the $100 million renovation on campus in Kalihi. Of course, that guy, Randall Okimoto, was a part of that 1990 championship squad. And speaking of championships, we'll have some championships for you next Friday. The OIA D1 and D2 title games. The winner of this one meets Mililani or Waianae. Radford and Kaimuki plays for the D2 crown. We'll give you some volleyball on Thursday as we hit the state tournament. Over on XCast, complete coverage of the New City Nissan Girls Volleyball Championships. D1 and D2 first round games, Division II quarterfinals, the semifinals as well. And the state championships on Saturday on XCast. Pressure coming. Latu delivers it. Chased him from behind, and down goes Raposa.
Berkeley Latu, who's 6'4", 205. It seems like he's been playing forever because he's a starter, a 3-year starter as a sophomore. He was all over the place. And here you see him as a senior, big number 21. Look at the frame on this guy. He's 6'4", 205. He's still looks pretty thin and athletic. And can you imagine once he gets into a college weight program, he is going to be, he's going to be yoked.
5th sack of the season as Freedom Alualu gets this carry. And he'll get stuffed, and we have some extra pushing. And cooler heads will prevail for now. Gain of 1. Lafau and Atuaya make the stop.
Again, Hercule Latu, number 21, 6'4". In 4 years, when we see him, he's going to be made of marble.
End of the first half. It was all Kahuku. 242 total yards, all of them on the ground. Ahoy, 23 carries, $175. Amaporosa, a couple touchdowns. Fa'amatau for the Govs, 20 rushing yards. Farrington gets the ball to start the second half. When you come back, here at OC 16. Back here in Halawa, Aloha Stadium, semifinal number 1 of the OIA tournament. Number 4 Kahuku on top of number 7 Farrington, 24-0. Everything rolling for Kahuku, seemingly unstoppable in those first 24 minutes. However, really the only thing that has stopped them was their own locker room. Heading into the locker room, they were actually locked out, and they needed somebody to get the key. Hung out there. Finally, one of the great staff here at Aloha Stadium finally unlocked the doors so the team could get in. Other than that, it's been all Big Red in this one, as the winner will head into next Friday's OIA Championship game. Back here in the booth, Felipe Ohastro, Darren Hernandez, Jen Boniza on the way. Farrington's offense a bit struggling. On the opposite side for Kahuku, interesting. How would you describe it?
Well, it's difficult to describe. You know, it really looks like it's just simplicity, but it really is a thing of beauty. It's something to behold. And it starts up front with the beasts of burden, those big, giant offensive linemen, tight ends, fullbacks, guys like Tongi and Lombard and Mangale and Alapa. Those guys unselfishly have paved the way for the running attack. And it's just amazing because it's a direct snap to the runner. The other guys, there's no mystery as to who's going to be the primary ball carrier. The other two backs in the backfield, they're there to block. It's just amazing.
Take a look at the Pizza Hut stats after this first half.
242 rush yards for the Red Raiders. We talked about the penalties, only 3 penalties for 15 yards in one half. That's got to be some kind of record at Kahuku. Coach Vaitata got to be so happy with that. 4 for 4 in the red zone. The only concern for Kahuku thus far has been the ankle health of both Kessie Ahoy and Harmon Brown.
Take a look at how we got to this 24-0 score. The defense kind of setting the tone a little bit early, containing a guy like Chalin Famatal, just 9 carries, 20 yards in those first 24 minutes, sealing him off. It's been a steady dose of Kessie Ahoy. 23 carries, 175 rushing yards. He's rushed for a touchdown in every single game this season. No scores tonight, but the first score of the game went to Kikoa Sasooka, the former Farrington governor, from 22 yards out to break the scoring seal 3-0. Then it's Ahoy one more time. Got banged up a little bit in that first half. His status is questionable. Nothing is questionable about Harmon Brown as he pounds this one in for the touchdown, his 11th of the season. Harmon Brown and Ahoy were not done. This is the long run for Ahoy. You mentioned that injury. As Masalo Salo able to chase him down from behind, out with an ankle injury in the rest of that first half, but those plug-and-play kind of backs help picking up the slack. Sefa Amaparosa pounds this one in. He dives forward to get this touchdown, for his second one on the evening. 6 carries, 46 yards, a couple scores for Sefa Amaparosa. There you see Kessie Ahoy and the athletic trainers wrapping up that ankle heavy and ice, trying to save him as Kahuku tries to punch their ticket into the Division I championship game. Farrington gets the ball when you come back here in OC 6A.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerop vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
You know, turning pro didn't start when he was drafted. It didn't start with college football's highest honor, or when he led his high school team to a win at states. Because for my son, Marcus Mariota, becoming a professional football player started years ago, in the 4th grade, when he made a commitment to himself.
Welcome back. Halftime continues here at Aloha Stadium. Our OC16 coverage of the OIA football semifinals. Kahuku leading Farrington 24-0. And, you know, talking to Coach Okimoto from the Farrington Governors, he said it's not so much about winning this year, but it's really how you play the game. And he's made it his goal to really teach these Governors about being respectful young men and young men that their community and their school can be proud of. Now, last week during their game against Campbell, one of the Sabres players was injured. And when the ambulance came, of course, the team got up. They went to the ambulance to say their farewell to their teammate. And then the Governors also wanted to, you know, go over to the ambulance. Coach Okimoto had said, you know, he advised them against it, told them to take a knee. He didn't want any misunderstandings or extracurriculars to happen, his team going over there. So instead, the team did take a knee, and then they started singing a prayer. And actually, the Governor's team mom, Josie Chafin, got a video of the team singing this prayer as the Sabres athlete was driven away in the ambulance. And she posted it to YouTube. And Coach Okimoto had said that, you know, very proud of his team in that moment. That was just something that he's been trying to teach this team all about. That compassion, that caring, and how to be respectful young men. Now, over on the Kahuku side, we were talking about Kessie Ahoy, the questionable nature of his ankle. He had been kind of stretching it out during the halftime, icing it. He put his shoes on. He was bouncing around. You could tell it was still very tender. So now he's over on the sideline. Of course, he's taken his pads off. I asked him if he was going in second half. He had said yes. However, it does not look that way right now. And it just makes sense to kind of rest the ankle for the rest of this game, because if they do head out to the championship next week, they will obviously be needing him then. So that's it for me on the sideline. I will send it back up to you guys in the booth.
Thanks a lot, Jen. I've been in the locker room when Farrington does those traditional Samoan prayers. It is bone-chilling stuff. I mean, everything gets real quiet. Everyone's in tune. There is something special that makes Farrington a unique school and team around this state. Trying to get on the board here. They have the ball to start us this third quarter. Deep kick for Sasaoka. The Govs will have it right at the 20-yard line. An offense that hasn't gotten past the Kahuku 41-yard line. That was on the opening drive. Let's take a look at some highlights here for the Govs. The job here from Chalin Fa'amatau. 9 carries, 20 yards. As we mentioned, he was just 128 shy of 2,000 for his career. A constant workhorse, has 6 100-yard performances this year as well. But the Kahuku defense has stifled him. New quarterback coming in now, Justin Owahinui. Owahinui, of course, the former Kaiser Cougar, transferred a week before the academic year started. And he will take this one and skips by off Kaula Kaniho. Oh, William Prescott, one of the guys in there, plays defense. Almost had a completion. Kaniho almost had his 7th interception of the year. So Owahinui comes out. Ryota Koni now will come in. Koni has not thrown a pass all season, but he has lined up a couple times in the quarterback spot. Koni shifts left. Koni shifts right. Being covered quickly by Latu, reversing field, and Latu beats him up. Another sack, his second one tonight, and his 6th of the season. For a guy like Hercule Latu, 3rd year on the varsity team. His brother Kaysen, he's also on this squad. His brother Thor played over at Kamehameha. Again, looks and offers from BYU, Utah, Utah State, Cal, Oregon State, and University of Hawaii. A big loss of 7. 3rd and 17 coming up as Owahinui comes back in. Just 11 for 30, 247 passing yards. There is Raposa, who went 7 for 14, 42 yards to try and experiment with the offense a bit.
Delay a
Try
game.
and find
Number
some
15
momentum.
of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Local defense again would have set the tone. And eyes across the right side of that line as Owahinui's hit as he's thrown, and this is overthrown. More pressure everywhere. Tapusoa was spectacular in that game against Waianae.
Well, that's going to bring up 4th down. I went dark there for a while. My microphone, my headsets weren't working. And
glad you're back, though.
Yeah, I'm back.
Again,
4th and a bunch.
Another punted away. Fina Walter have to kick it towards Kaniho and Santiago. Gotta be careful here with the snap as Walter will take this one. Boot it away. Kaniho from the 37. Santiago will block in front. Kaniho got the sideline, stayed in bounds, and Kaniho knocked out. Masalo Salo bumped him out. Kaniho takes it right to the 10.
And special teams. This is something that a lot of people, a lot of fans, and even some coaches and teams take for granted. They'll put in their backups, and they just try to survive. With Kahuku, they put their best guys on special teams. They want to play special teams. That is their patented sideline punt return. They take a lot of pride in it, and you can see by the way they play special teams that they're very serious about it.
29-yard punt, 27-yard return. First and goal from the 10. This is Harmon Brown. Right side run. Harmon Brown taken down by Finau Walter.
Boy, do I love watching Finau Walter. The only thing I love more than his hair is the way he plays middle linebacker. He runs through the football. He does a great job of pressing the line of scrimmage when he finds a gap, and he shoots the gap hard.
Loss of 2. Brown trying to find a crease, and he'll take it to around the 7. So gain 5 on that. Wesley Ulungalusula, the linebacker and the brother of Chippa, also on this Farrington team, comes in to make the stop.
And even when Kahuku has a negative play, like that first down play was for a 2-yard loss, they still stick with the same formula.
Brown runs into Walter. He may gain a yard, but he'll bring a 4th and goal from the 6. And the field goal unit coming out onto the field. Now, we talked about Kikoa Sasooka and his father Ken and hitting 6 field goals. And that's sort of the plateau to reach in order for everyone to gain confidence. Kickers tend to do so much better when they finally hit that 6 mark for future field goals after. This is a 23-yard attempt. Hit a 22-yarder earlier. And Sasooka able to bang that one through easily. A good punt return from Kuniho for the Red Raiders. Ends in a 23-yard field goal for the senior Sasooka. His second one of the night. 27-0. Kahuku.
Zippy's has been serving Hawaii's favorite foods for 49 years, and we're celebrating our anniversary by sending you to a San Francisco Pro Football game. It's Zippy's 49th anniversary giveaway. You and a friend can win a trip to the city by the bay and tickets to the Pro Football game between San Francisco and St. Louis. Enter to win at any Zippy's and enjoy these specials: spaghetti with garlic bread, chili plate, or oxtail-style turkey neck soup. Zippy's 49th anniversary giveaway. Enter today at Zippy's.
Believe. Achieve. Remember. Mike's Engraving and Trophies, the official provider of OC16 Sports.
See the patented tomahawk chop from Red Raider Nation, who have made the trek from up north. Oh, with the belief that this is the season that the title heads back to Kahuku. There's still a lot more football left to be played. In fact, we're going to crown a state champion 4 weeks from tonight. Will Kahuku get there? That's the question. Dominant, 27-0. And again, Farrington will have it at the 20-yard line. We talked about Kahuku and this rushing attack. Started off so hot here, Coach, because of one main guy, Kessie Ahoy.
Kessie Ahoy, I mean, he's patient, he's explosive, he can run with the football. He doesn't have the blazing breakaway speed, but boy, he can break it off in chunks, and he can really move the ball forward. He's one of those guys that you can build your entire offense around. The entire ground attack can be built around him.
Hand off for Fa'amatau. He'll gain 2. Manai Atawaya comes in to make the stop. Fa'amatau, 16 carries, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns in that quarterfinal matchup against the Sabres. Ahoy's such a competitive spirit for him. Telling him that he's not playing in this game. Right now, just trying to take it easy. They prepare for what could be an OIA championship match for them next week. So a lot of football to be played here. 2nd down and 7. Raposa will throw, caught for Chafin. Chafin, the brother of DJ Chafin, former Farrington receiver and track athlete. Chafin able to make a good gain here, get the 1st down.
I like Raposa, and I like what he's been able to do. They have created some separation, some space in the passing game. And they've done a pretty good job of protecting Raposa, a good job of moving him around in the pocket to avoid the pressure.
A low snap, here's Fa'amatau. Found a bit of daylight and took it to the 36, gain of 3. Hercule Latu, Manaya Apsawaya make the tackle. Fa'amatau so respected by other players in the state just because of his work ethic and his humbleness. Will lead this team back in this game. Alualu now the back. He'll pass protect. Tapuso applied the pressure as this pass is overthrown to Jathan Chafin.
Tapusoa is a rock. If you look at this guy, he's 5'8", 208. He's actually listed as a running back / linebacker, but he is built. Look at the DNA. He's got great DNA. This guy is just built for football.
He's another one of those guys on this Kahuku team that doesn't get enough credit than he deserves.
He is something else. Watching him on tape, he is relentless.
3rd and 7, Raposa puts it up top. Incomplete for Moses Sanchez. As Tui Niutapuivaha was guarding him. Too tall, 4th down. And another punt forthcoming.
You know, getting back to this Kahuku defense, sometimes success can be your own worst enemy when it comes to personal accolades. You know, obviously, you got Keala Santiago, Stokes Botello, Canijo. I mean, you got so many guys that are worthy of all-star recognition. But what are you going to do? Put the whole team, first-team all-stars? You know, some guys like Tapusoa get kind of left behind, but boy, he is something else.
Big kick from Raposa. As this was caught on the hop. Canijo stepped out of bounds as he keeps on streaking down the field. And he stopped at around the 47-yard line. That's where Kahuku will have it. One of our favorite guys in recent weeks on defense for the Gubs, Finau Walter.
I love how Finau Walter plays, his physical style, how he plays. Likes to put his shoulder and helmet into the ball carrier. Great wrap-up tackler. Very physical.
Guy who also plays rugby for the Kalihi Raiders. Played Pop Warner football for the Razorbacks, a great youth football program that has churned out so many stars. Sefa Amaparosa will be stopped for a loss.
And you can see that time the Farrington defensive line cut the offensive line of Kahuku as we take a look here.
You see Prescott in a lot of pain.
And Prescott made a lot of nice plays from his outside position.
And Amaparosa down. The ankle injuries that Amaparosa suffered earlier this season. Prescott has been such a great talent in the secondary for Farrington. Amaparosa comes out of it reasonably okay. From the game that started with 2 guys down for Farrington, for Isila, Joey Ma'ai. We have another stoppage for William Prescott. It was 3 interceptions this season. Tonight, workman's duty. 6 tackles and a tackle for loss.
And he's an undersized guy. A lot of times, some of his tackles, you know, Prescott 5'11", 154. A lot of his tackles have been made around the legs. You know, getting back to Finau Walters, that he's a rugby player. A lot of times rugby players, it's not such an easy transference of talent and skill to the football field, to the gridiron. Look, when you play rugby and you make a tackle, your face and your mouth, usually it's unprotected. You're less likely to go head first into someone's knee when you play rugby. I've seen the game. I love rugby, by the way. That's no slight against rugby players. They're tough. But when you play football, sometimes you have a false sense of security. You have this helmet on. You have a mouthpiece. You have this metal with a plastic encased face mask, and it gives you this feeling of you know, invincibility when you go in and make a tackle. You're not really thinking about protecting yourself.
Let's go back to the play here and how we got to the injury on Omoparosa. And it's Prescott went down after he went right into the knee of Omoparosa.
He looked like he actually went into the upper thigh, like a Charlie horse type of injury for Omoparosa. And those can be very painful. As you see, Omoparosa did see him leave the field for a play.
Certainly hope that Prescott is all right as the athletic trainers will tend to him. It's a good sign that he's being pulled up by one of the leaders in the linebacking core, Finau Walter. Of course, this is just game one of our doubleheader here in OC16. Coming up next, another great top 10 matchup. Waianae, in a big win at home against Kailua, will take on a team by the name of Mililani. Got their win against Moanalua last Saturday. There you see Dayton Ferruta in the white. Left side of our camera shot, there is KK Padello, who was a sack machine his senior season. Defensive Player of the Year as well. Of course, that's game two. Harmon Brown now on the Wildcat. Harmon Brown just pinballs off defenders to the 42-yard line as Wesley Ulungalusula makes the tackle.
Again, the amazing thing about this offense, as we said earlier, is that everyone in the stadium, every single defensive player knows that the ball will be snapped to the quarterback and he will be the ball carrier.
And no pass attempts so far for the Red Raiders, all on the ground. As Brown again stopped by Ulungalusula. Gain of 5. It's a yard shy of the marker. And another man down. All right, Pua Falemalu.
We saw Falemalu get his hair pulled earlier. It looks like he's favoring his right wrist.
Good call, Coach.
That is one big dude who plays fullback, tight end, very athletic. We played Kahuku in Pass League, and when they got out there and they this big dude lined up as a slot receiver, I almost fell over. 6'2", 240, and he has soft hands. He can run routes. So there are elements of this offense that we haven't even seen yet.
4th down going for it. Omoparosa cuts it back the other way, still alive and stopped. Ryota Koni makes the tackle. And the Farrington defense stands strong as we have another man down for the Govs. Assassino Masalo Salo. Oh, run left, run right. And stopped as Nalua and Koni.
Credit TJ Tautolo, number 23, did a great job originally stringing that play out.
So can that be the motivational booster for Farrington? Look at the play selection we have seen tonight. Look at no pass attempts. Famatal stopping on a dime, chased by Tapusoa, tumbles down to the 40. Tapusoa all over the place.
You know, Tapusoa, as I said earlier, when I watched tape of Kahuku before last week's game, I was like, who is this guy? He is an absolute stud. And look at the arms on this guy, and he can run. He can rush the passer. He's relentless. It almost looks like Kahuku is playing defense with about 24 guys. I mean, it's just amazing. A sea of red making so many plays.
There's the throw. It is out. Couldn't get the toe in. Kingston Moses Sanchez trying to haul it in. And we have another man down. That might be Moses Sanchez. And it is.
And who was given chase on that last play? Number 17, Tapusoa.
Ball is out and try to play for it. And on the landing, all right, Moses Sanchez got a little shaken up. It has been a busy night for a lot of the athletic trainers here. Of course, you want to try and keep everybody healthy because even with the loss tonight, still a chance to get into the state tournament right in the back door. With the OI third place game that we'll have for you next Saturday on OC 16. Coach Randall Okimoto, as we mentioned, four-year player for this Farrington football team, late 80s, early 90s. Remembered all those stars that he played up against. Mark Atuaya, one of them. Tano Wairi, the other one. There's something special about that rivalry in between these two communities that really make it special. Try to look at this reception here, or these incomplete pass, I should say, again. So he really collides right into Josh Miller, who was actually out for about 9 months with a ACL injury that he suffered a couple weeks ago.
And Moses Sanchez looks to be in a considerable amount of pain here on the sideline of the Red Raiders.
Hey, on behalf of Kahuku and Farrington, Jack in the Box is a proud sponsor of Hawaii High School Athletics. And we'll make a donation this year, $10,000. Their support for Hawaii High School sports. Special thanks to our friends over at Jack in the Box for everything that they've done for us and for Hawaii High School Athletics. And a great sign to see. Moses Sanchez is up. Kingston, who had 658 receiving yards heading into tonight. 3 catches for 24 in this one.
And only a junior. He made an impact last season as a sophomore as one of the deep threats for this Farrington offense.
Raposa 8 for 18, 52 yards. Remembers when he first played against Kahuku. He was a JV player over at Moanalua. Said these guys are big, they are physical. If I trust my O-line, we should hold steady. Right now it's been a little bit of an uncomfortable night for the offensive side. With 76 total yards so far. 4.5 to go in the third. Raposa throws. Caught. Chafin made a man miss. Got a block from Moses Sanchez. Chafin down the sideline and out of bounds. Right at the 47-yard line. Pick up a 13 first down yards.
Well executed play. That time you got Herkley Latu, number 21, coming from one edge, and Tapusoa from the other. You got a missed tackle and a great block by Moses Sanchez. Kingsley. Well-designed play for the Governors.
First time Farrington in Kahuku territory since the first quarter. And their deepest penetration was the 41-yard line. 6 yards away from that. And they build some rhythm. Raposa, the middle open, but Latu comes in to smush him. Had some daylight there. Just not enough.
Credit that man, Lono Kanongata'a, who is way undersized when you talk about a traditional nose tackle for the Kahuku Red Raiders, going 5'11", 210. But his quickness and strength at the point of attack really set him apart.
Second and 10. Kingsley Moses Sanchez in motion. Raposa throws, brought in. Chalin Fa'amatau. Santiago trying to punch that one free. But Fa'amatau gets back to the line. Mieta Puivaha assists on the defensive tackle.
And those are the type of dangerous passes when you're throwing it all the way across from one hash to the other sideline, and that ball floats against these defensive backs who like to run and make big plays. You said those two corners, Canijo and Botello, a lot of interceptions between them.
Look out. What a stop by Canijo.
Boy, Kala Canijo, the transfer from Kamehameha Kapalama, has made a huge impact. Last week against Kapolei, he had a pick six and another one ran back for 70 yards. This time he comes in with a beautiful tackle, coming in with his shoulder first, wrapping up the thighs of Kingsley Moses Sanchez.
Twin brother of Kingston, who was down earlier. Looking at that right leg, it seems. Good job from Canijo, though. Able to follow it through, make the right play and the right tackle. And for Canijo, who's a third-generation Canijo to play at Kahuku. His father, Jared, played in '92. His grandfather, Clarence, played between 1972 and 1974. And to continue that proud Canijo bloodline over on the North Shore. Again, you hate to see something like this happen, particularly in the postseason. These are a bunch of banged-up injuries and players that we've seen in this game.
And every team at this stage in the season, every team is banged up. You know, there's guys that are just really, you either have, there's three categories of guys. You either have guys that are banged up and can't go. You have guys that are banged up and that are going. And you have guys that have been banged up and they're just getting back on the field now, just trying to make their way back. And you can see some of the guys already. Kessie Ahoy with his shoulder pads off. He's done for the night.
That's the injury bench on that side. Ahoy again had the first 21 rushes for Kahuku in this game. Finished with 23 carries, 175 yards.
And most of that done in the first quarter.
Canijo has been awesome. He is back to return the kick from Walter. Santiago also back deep for the Red Raiders.
Do not kick it to Santiago.
Santiago has a couple of punt returns for touchdown. Is there anything that Finau Walter doesn't do? Not a bad kick. Santiago may have a shot. He does from the 13. And Santiago, that's great special teams coverage initially as Santiago broke free. Somehow, some way, a huge punt return, touchdown Kahuku.
I repeat, do not kick the ball to Keala Santiago.
87 yards.
That is the number one rule. That is the number one rule. Do not kick it to Keala Santiago. He is 6 feet, 185, and one of the most dynamic playmakers in the state of Hawaii. And there you see him pirouette off of a tackle. And that sideline return that I spoke of, again, they put their best guys on special teams because it's important. And, you know, they wouldn't do it if it wasn't important.
Third kick return for touchdown this season for Santiago. 87 yards, and Kekoa Sasooka able to finish this one off. This is blocked right at the line. Ryota Koni got a hand in there. What a great job from Koni to apply the pressure and deny the extra point. There is Keala Santiago.
And the son of Luis Keala Santiago, who was an all-star running back and a defensive back at Kahuku, comes from the great line of Santiagos, Lane Santiago, Luis and Walter Santiago, all great football players at Kahuku.
Santiago looked dead to rights there on special teams coverage from Farrington, but...
Well, not only the brothers, but Anela Santiago, the sister, Manti Te'o's mom, also a great athlete in her own right.
That's his uncle, Walter Santiago. So the vice principal over on that Kahuku campus. The Santiago clan. 33-0 Kahuku. So dominant throughout the season, only allowing less than 4 points per game. They've held true to that stat. Still 2 minutes to go in the third. This one going to be into the end zone. And another drive that starts at the 20-yard line. It's quite the recipe here that we have seen. The power game, the special teams prowess, the kicking game as well, everything working on point.
Look, I've never been involved in a game, whether as a fan, as a coach, as a broadcaster, where there have been 0 pass attempts. We may get there tonight.
Look at Kala Kaniho in the long sleeves, got 1 block and then got another block to pick it up. Those two guys have had a friendly competition in terms of punt returns and kick returns for touchdown. Sometimes they blame each other in terms of robbing the other one of a score. It is all teamwork right there. Here's Famatau, takes it to the 24. Manaya Atoaya makes the tackle.
And as good as Kaniho and Santiago has been at punt return, their punt return duties, none of them can claim to be on ESPN like Stokes Botello.
Yeah. For the punt return that wasn't a punt return after it was called back for penalties. Wahinui, a bullet tipped up in the air, intercepted. It's Santiago. Keala Santiago with a flag down as his second interception of the year.
Wow, I thought Keala Santiago was going to score on back-to-back possessions.
Off the hands of Kingston Moses Sanchez. And that's easy pickings for the senior Santiago.
During the return, holding number 21 of the return team. 10-yard spot foul. First down.
On Hercule Latu. That's the first turnover of the game. And the 4th interception tossed this season by Wahinui. Keala Santiago. A special talent. Then offers from UH, UNLV, Colorado, Army, and Navy. This drive starts at the 23. Harmon Brown. Around the edge. And tag team as he's pushed. Look out for those cheerleaders. Walter and Maai escort him out there.
Harmon Brown, look at the speed and the physicality of Finau Walter. He is something else.
And another penalty
During
flag down.
play, personal foul. Number 1 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's on Tainanu Nalua. Some of these penalties in the red zone. Putting the yardage in half here. Takes it to the 11-yard line. Brown left side run. Brown had a crease. Brown leaning forward. Got in. Touchdown. Harmon Brown yet again. Six more up on the board as Brown has his second touchdown of the night.
Harmon Brown just so patient with the football.
Runner's knee was down at the 1. First down on the 1-yard line.
Oh, wow here. Well, the head linesman on the opposite side ruled it a touchdown. The line judge on the near side where Brown was running to marked him down at the 1. So instead, it'll set up first and goal. So it's a 10-yard run officially for Brown. You got to imagine they got to feed him again. Brown, an easy stroll for the touchdown.
Wow. What can you say about this offensive attack? The likes of which we have not seen here in Hawaii. The utter domination at the point of attack. 10, 11, 12 gaps to cover for the defense. It is an exhausting and almost an impossible task for the defense. You're outnumbered at the point of attack. There's so many big bodies, so many gaps to cancel. It's crazy.
This kick is up and good to make it 40-0. It is now mercy rule timing in this second half, so the clock will stop on penalty scores, injuries, and timeouts. But what can Brown do for you? How about 13 carries, 47 yards, 2 scores?
Not bad for the guy filling in for the first team guy. Amazing.
And again, there's no passing attempts for Kahuku in this game.
And I think we're going to see it. I don't think we're going to see any passing attempts. It's going to be the fourth quarter. You're up 40-0. There's absolutely no need to pass the football at this point. Your two backup, I'm just going to call them offensive backs.
I like that.
They're not quarterbacks. Yep. They're not really running backs. They're running backs lined up in the quarterback position. They are offensive backs, OB. And you can see the play selection. Farrington, 18 rushes, 24 passes, very balanced. Kahuku, 44 rushes, all on the ground. And your two backup offensive backs, Harmon Brown and Sefa Amaparosa, both with 2 touchdowns each. And your workhorse on the bench with an injury, Ahoy, with 175 yards, all in the first quarter. It is just, it's amazing. Words can't describe what you're seeing here in your living room tonight.
And again, there's a decent pass game in case you're watching this at home and you're wondering what that status is. There are 4 possible quarterbacks that they have here. A couple of Kamehameha transfers in Jordan Maritirangi and Kekona Newman. Last year's JV quarterback Cameron Renaud, and of course the injured Cassie Ahoy. In practice, they take a lot of passing reps, about 480 passes, according to head coach or offensive coordinator John Howe, and what those guys, and they challenge that first team defense. So that's still in the arsenal here as you move forward. And we'll move forward to the fourth quarter. 40-0. Semifinal number 1, winner to next week's OIA championship game.
You know the rules. Eggs and sausage, hot cakes and butter. Morning fare, right? Well, McDonald's has thrown away those rules and opened a new world of possibilities. Now you're free to start enjoying the breakfast you love anytime you wish.
No way.
Yes way. Introducing McDonald's new all-day breakfast menu. Once you changed how you ate breakfast. It's time to start changing when.
Hi, I'm Kaipo, an Oceanic Time Warner Cable installer. I may have serviced you at your home or your business. I'm a father and a coach, but I'm also a proud member of IBEW Local 1186. We care about the community. We care about you.
Working hard at the jobs they do. IBEW Local 1186. Local people serving your local communities' communication needs. IBEW Local 1186. Lighting your path to the future.
Red Raider Nation in the house. There you see the Kahuku cheerleaders. A lot to cheer about. Their team on top 40-0. Felipe Hostro, Darren Hernandez, Jen Boniza. Here's a throw for Chafin. Put it back to the middle. Chafin chased down by Manaya Atowaya. Another good gain here for Jathan Chafin to the 32-yard line. Gained 25 pounds in the offseason. Said that he's mentally improved from last year. His attitude has changed from a year ago. Wants to study architecture and design by the time his high school days are over. One of the better games that he's had this season. 5 catches, 54 yards. 4 shy from tying a season high that he had against IA. Another throw, incomplete for Chafin. Dawson Shutter in on the coverage. Let's take a look at the Pizza Hut stats.
Unbelievable stats. Again, look at the 0 passing yards for Kahuku. The time of possession actually in Farrington's favor, shockingly. Look at the red zone, 6 for 6, and 4 penalties for 25 yards after 3 quarters for Kahuku. That is just, Coach Vaitata will be very happy with that.
Another low snap. Here's a handoff for Freedom Alualu. Aaron Tapuso makes the stop. Love the leadership shown by Alualu throughout the year. 5'9", 264-pound junior to start the season. Lost about 15 pounds just through this year alone. Guy who always remembered playing football over in Waianae on Pelemua Street. Ezekiel Moniz Hopeau, who's one of the running backs for Waianae, said that everything was in play. All we played was in the street. There were really no rules. That's when he started loving the game. This one batted down right at the line. Hercule Latu. He's also a basketball athlete. Didn't play this or past season because of a shoulder injury.
And you can see that shoulder still taped up. He still has a shoulder harness. That time the ball didn't hit him in the hands, hit him in the lower forearms near the elbow, or he would have had a shot to take that back.
4th down, going for it here. Well, he knew he floats it over the top. Incomplete for the tight end, Baguio. Cody Salvao in on the coverage. Turnover on downs. The clock continues to spin with mercy rule timing. Kahuku looks unstoppable here, Coach. It's tough because a lot of questions at the beginning of the season whether that transition from Lee Leslie to Vaitata was going to be pretty smooth. It has been. In fact, I think it's gotten actually better, just the attitudes in following these players, but they worked hard over on the North Shore, and right now
it's an I formation with a real quarterback.
Cameron Renaud. And here's a handoff for Sefa Amaparosa. Banged down by William Prescott. At the 17-yard line, gain of 21.
My. An I formation with a real quarterback handing the ball off. Amaparosa gets hit in the lower legs. Again, Vaitata not going to be happy with the injuries suffered by his star runners with only a week to go for the OIA championship game, and Ahoy out with an injury. We saw Harmon Brown hobbled earlier, and now Amaparosa, just coming back from an ankle injury, gets hit across the lower legs.
grab it onto his calf. And he's going to have some assistance with Vaitata walking right behind him.
And you know, if it's a calf injury, you almost kind of, as a coach, breathe a sigh of relief when it's a calf injury, a muscle strain. As you can see, Vaitata kind of explaining what happened.
New quarterback now. Kekona Newman.
In the I formation.
Ted Canese dots the I. Remember, we have no pass attempts for the Red Raiders here tonight. Everyone almost waiting for it. Bobbled at the line, on the ground, still loose. Who comes up with it? Farrington. Leatu Prescott gets his first fumble recovery of the season. And Fina Walter now is down. Slow to get up.
And this is what happens when you have a brand new center, a brand new quarterback, haven't taken a lot of reps together under center. It's tough to replicate that in a real game.
As much as they try to do so. We've seen a bevy of different quarterbacks here from each of these two. Oahinui's in, Alualu right beside him. Oahinui, short drop, floats it up top from Moses Sanchez, overthrew him. That went off the helmet of one of the one of the linemen there. Moses Sanchez tonight. 3 catches, 24 yards. Oahinui 2 of 9 in interception, 13 yards.
And this is a Farrington offense that averages 30 points a game, 349 yards, including 185 yards through the air. Tonight, 78 yards through the air.
Oahinui throws for Chafin. Chafin hopping over guys. One of them, Baguio, ball is out and hopped on by Kahuku. Tessa Lefau hopped on it.
Tessa
What a job.
Lefau. He's great. He's 6 feet, 215. This guy can play outside backer, inside backer. And Chafin just trying to make a play. Great job coming from the backside, jarring that ball loose. And that's number 85, Noah Wheeler, causing that fumble.
Tessa Lefau almost pushed one of his, actually did push one of his own players out of the way, just so he can get that fumble recovery. Clock spins inside of 6 minutes. Cameron Renaud at quarterback. Handoff. Ted Canese found the edge. Canese almost broke free. Leatu Prescott does a good job to chop him down. Gain of 10. First down.
Ted Canese averaging 6 yards a carry.
And about 5th on the depth chart when it comes to quarterback as well. There's a variety of options that Kahuku can utilize. This is 1st and 10 from the 21. And it's a flag down. The design keep for Cameron Renaud. They'll lean forward inside the 20, but we got to check the flag.
Earlier, we were talking about that offensive set in the shotgun. We said Kessie Ahoy is an offensive back, not a quarterback, because, you know, he's a runner first.
Illegal formation. 6 on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So a setback, if you will, penalty-wise for Kahuku. Kekona Newman now in at quarterback. Canese dots the I. Another bobble there as Newman had to scoop it up, but we have a flag down. It's another false start.
Boy, this has got to be frustrating, not only for Coach Tata, but for Newman.
Prior to the snap. False start. Number 71 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Kekona Newman comes in, and both times that he comes in, it's a fumbled snap under center. Very frustrating for any young man trying to make a play.
Newman back on the bench. Renaud back under center. And last year's JV quarterback for the Red Raiders. Handoff Kanese. And Kanese runs into a bevy of bodies. Joy Ma'ai to lead the charge. Those anchors in that linebacking core for the Govs.
And this Farrington defense on the field now. Quite a long time. Time ticket in the fourth quarter. You got to think about the injury factor if you're both teams. If you are Farrington, do you risk having your front line starters? Remember, you still got a game next week for third place to get into the state tournament against the loser of the nightcap.
This could be the pass. Here it is. Over the top for Royce Powell. Incomplete. Had a shot.
Well,
and the streak is over.
There it goes. I was hoping to be part of history, to be part of like a reverse June Jones game with no passing, only running.
Oh boy. And that pass was from Kekona Newman.
And now it's 3rd and 21, so we may see another pass.
Cameron Renaud. Been more of a stronger arm. See what happens here. Handoff, Kanese. And he is stopped. Ethan Aberdeen Finau comes in to make the stop. And he'll bring up 4th down. And the field goal unit out here for Kahuku. See where they'll mark this. This will be, if he makes it, a career-long 45-yard attempt for Kekoa Sasaoka. Hit a 43-yarder against Campbell last year.
And he's got the leg.
And it is dead center. Not a lot of wind here in this stadium. He missed a couple of 50-yarders earlier this season. Hit 2 tonight. A 22-yarder, a 23-yarder. And if it stands and he bangs it through, it'll be history for Kekoa Sasaoka.
Proud dad looking on.
Renaud the snapper. Kaniho the holder. Career long 45 yards. On the way. Online. It is good. Career high 45 for Kekoa Sasaoka.
And that would have been good from 51. Sasaoka does not look like your typical kicker. Buffed out, muscular kicker.
Again, he is well loved by those Farrington players after playing a couple seasons with them. It's a proud papa right there. You see the smile here from Kekoa Sasaoka. He usually is very stoic, gets right into his rhythm and his mindsets, and couldn't be happier for a guy like Kekoa Sasaoka. His 3rd field goal tonight.
And he has found a home here with the Red Raiders and has fit in nicely, and kind of bittersweet, you know, getting the record field goal against his former teammates. I'm sure there's a lot of love and aloha for those guys. But boy, the Red Raiders sure are excited about having him as their kicker.
For a guy who started his freshman season up on the North Shore and went to Kalihi, now back home. 43 up on the board here for Kahuku. 2:12 away from an OIA championship game next Friday night. This is deep, and another touchback. 9 straight touchbacks for Sasooka. Unreal kind of game that he's having.
Keikoa Sasooka, he along with Punahou's Jet Toner right now, the 2 best kickers in the state.
And closely behind, Adam Stack from Kamehameha. You mentioned those 3 guys with a very tight bond. Go to the Chris Saylor camps over on the continent together. Sasooka, again, the number 9 kicker in the country. Already has an offer from Army. Tautolo the back. And here is TJ Tautolo. He will stumble down. It's around the 27-yard line. TJ Tautolo. His 29th carry of the season.
Number 5 from Kahuku must exit for 1 play due to his helmet coming off.
It's Peso Lefau.
And for Chalin Fa'amatau, looks like his night may be over, which is a smart move to rest him for next week's 3rd place game. But for Fa'amatau, a season low 13 carries, 30 yards against this tough Kahuku defense.
2nd down, low snap. Wahinui loading up a deep shot down the field. It is off the fingertips and incomplete. It is Joseph Pagan with a flag down. So now some of the second stringers, second teams coming in.
Deep ball attempt, Ryan Wilson, number 60.
Pass interference. Number 60 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. The result will be a 1st down.
They'll inch their way a bit closer. Well, 45 seconds to operate with for Justin Wahinui. It's 3 of 10, an interception, 27 yards. Another deep drop. This is a bullet tipped up in the air, intended for Moses Sanchez. Real Taconi comes up with it, but Drew Lamore, the linebacker, deflects it. And another flag down.
This is going to be pass interference.
Pass interference. Number 28 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. The result will be a 1st down.
Real Taconi.
Well, 33 seconds left. The reserves are in. It's great to see everybody get in there and play some.
They deflected. Here's Coney. Oh, I'm going. Wahinui check down for Tautolo. And Tautolo is stopped right at the 42-yard line with 13 seconds remaining. Enterprise scores around town. This game is on Maui. Baldwin on top of King Kekalike, 20-0. Let's hop on over to the Big Island, as they will crown a champion by the end of this weekend. Konawana on top of Kamehameha, Hawaii, 7-0. 13 seconds remain.
Timer, please reset the game clock to 16 seconds. That's 1-6.
And of course, following this game, Mililani Trojans versus the Waianae Sea Riders.
First charge timeout, 2nd half.
Should be a very interesting matchup given all the storylines, particularly for Mililani, a team that lost Mackenzie Milton about a month ago in that Kailua game. In comes Kason Higa, brought up from the JV. Here comes Dylan Gabriel. And there they are in the tunnel awaiting their time. 2nd down, 15 seconds to go. Wahinui over the middle. It is incomplete for Kingston Moses Sanchez. Clock continues to spin, and that will do it. Kahuku head into the OIA final. A convincing win.
Another game.
over Farrington. 43-0. For the fifth time this season, the Red Raiders shut out an opponent with dominating defense, a bruising run game, and a quality kick game. 43-0. Big Red to the D1 title game.
Aloha, Janari Matafala, President of Shopo. Following a paint